Okay, so I'm gonna be reviewing your Mercy gameplay, Jordan. So as a Mercy player, your job is basically to, in terms of like an actual competitive environment, the main support would be usually paying attention to what's going on in the surroundings, trying to keep track of enemy ult charges. Though this is more advanced stuff, so I'm not gonna expect you to start doing that. But these are some kind of things that you're gonna be keeping in mind as you progress in your journey to becoming a better player. So I don't play Mercy a whole lot, but I do understand what exactly she's supposed to be doing. So I won't be able to completely help you in terms of mechanics and whatnot. I think that's something I could try to help you with, but on this VOD, you're not gonna expect, you shouldn't be expecting any like mechanical stuff. So we're just gonna be reviewing more of the actual gameplay wise and where you should be positioned, when you need to be damage boosting, who you need to be pocketing and whatnot. So, not from there. So actually, here's like a cool tip to have. So when you're leaving spawn, you actually want to start off on Lucio, speed boost, and have your team speed boost through the point, and then you can switch back to Mercy, Guardian Angel to your team, and still make it back on time. This is like very, very minimal stuff, and the point is that to get to the point as fast as you can. It's just small little things like that that you want to maybe implement later on down the line. This is if you're playing the main support role, but that's just kind of like a little like tip, you know, to keep in mind. So right here, okay. So immediately starting off, you don't want to be pocketing your tanks right now. So you have Ana right here, and they're gonna be pocketing. They're gonna be in charge of the healing for the most part, and you don't want to actually be pocketing the tanks right away, because you have an Ashe who will do a lot of damage if she's damage boosted. So you want to prioritizing on damage boosting, pocketing squishy heroes, because like, especially if they have like like this Doomfist has become a huge issue, and he takes onto your squishies a whole lot. So something you want to do is actually stick onto your Ashe right now, or occasionally damage boost in case of ultimate charges and whatnot. But you don't want to be hand holding your tanks. They have a lot of HP. They have it on here as well. So just keep that in mind for next time. A whole lot is going on right here. So this is already a very dangerous position for you to be in, because like if you look here, they have the Doomfist here. So when you have an enemy Doomfist, you want to stray away as much as you can from walls, because like you can easily just get destroyed here. You can get punched through here and hit like one of these walls here or one of these walls here. They also have a Junkrat, so you're gonna be getting a whole lot of damage. So there's this like kind of rule of thumb you want to have of like, if you can see the enemy, you're not in a good position, because the thing about Mercy is she's very strong with like positioning. Like her mobility and her positioning can be very, very vital of like surviving for a very long time. And by doing what you want to do is like actually be playing. Where is your Ashe? So your Ashe is far behind. She's like far away from the actual team fight here. So this is a horrible position. But you would want your Ashe to be around, maybe this area just to play around the mega here, and to have cover, and to be able to like pop shots from here. Or if you want, you can actually ask your Ashe to play kind of in this area right here, like be as far away from the team fight as you can, with the line of sight of your teammates, because you don't want to completely abandon them. It's the same. So there's the idea of like abandoning your team and being further away from them. So by being here, you can still see what's going on with your team, and you can go back and forth into helping them. But for the most part, like Ana is going to be your main healer for the most part, and so you just want to prioritize in putting in, helping your team put as much damage in as possible, helping the squishies, and basically like helping them in like rough scenarios. Basically, you're just like a pocket like pick here. That's basically it. You're not actually doing team healing for the most part. The only time you'd be doing team healing is like through your ultimate, but yeah, just keep that in mind. So with this here, you're running super low. You go to go help them. Discorded, good. Good on you guys to be. Okay, so what happened here? So Team 5 evolves here. Your Ryan was super low, so unfortunately you got picked off. You got picked off by the Zen. You were discorded as well, so you just got melted. And that's still back from like not great positioning here. So you lose the team fight. That's basically it. So
I'm taking care.
a little risky there, but managed to get off.
Let's get you that outfit.
So, stuff like that. You want to be, like, you don't want to be just right behind your teammates. You want to be like, and maybe a couple meters away from them, because your pocket actually reaches pretty far away, and you don't, because like, you have the enemy with playing Junkrat. They also have the Discord as well. They have Fire Strike, and you have like right clicks from the Zarya. You want to stay as far away as you can from the enemy, from your teammates. Just play from a safe distance, because you don't want to get like, you don't want to clump up here. You want to play safely distance away, kind of far. Usually you'd want to be playing with your, like, again with your Ashe, like sort of separate. The thing you want to do, remember about Overwatch, is like playing in like little group systems, like little buddy systems, and so like you're still playing as a team, but you're playing in little duos basically. So like the duos is basically like Ashe and Mercy, Ana and Ryan, and sometimes the with the D.Va as well. The D.Va, usually she can kind of sustain herself because she has a lot of mobility and she has her defense matrix. So she can kind of play on her own. Obviously, this is lower elo, so I don't suspect them to be like a god tier D.Va as well. And then the Reaper can just kind of do his own thing because he can Wraith and whatnot. So you kind of want to have that kind of buddy system going on, and try to have that going for their further games. So you have Tyre here. You just die here. I wanted to take a look at the ultimates you have. So they had Tyre. They just used Tyre. Your team dies here. They have Shatter. They have Doomfist ult. They have Mercy ult as well. So remember in the last VOD review, I was talking about how about Ryan's like having the same amount of ult charge and whatnot. You want to do in order to like memorize the what's it called? In order to memorize like when teams are gonna have their ultimates as well. Like try to do the same with your own character as well. Like if they're playing the same hero as you, try to see what your ult charge is, and you'll be just about similar. Um, in some cases, like if they win a team fight, usually they'll have more ult charts than you, but they'll be around the same ult charts. So, as playing support, you kind of want to have this mindset of like trying to match your counterpart and to kind of keep track of what their ult charge is. It makes it a lot easier for the game. You just lose this team fight here. All you have both support ultimates here. Nothing you can really do here. The Rhine could have, what's it called? He could have fire strike this thing, but I don't think he has fire strike here. Not really worth checking out because it's whatever. Another thing I would change here is changing the Ashe to maybe a McCree, because you want to add extra pressure to this Doomfist as well. Because the flashbang is actually like a hugely like important ability, and because it's like they have that potential of like stopping like mobility charges or like the run charging or whatnot. It's a very useful thing. I'd prefer the McCree here. Now, I don't know about the Reaper here. Sure, the Reaper can add a lot of pressure to the Doomfist, but like it's not really like they're playing the exact same. Like Doomfist is close range battles, and then Reaper's also close range battles as well. So like Reaper can't really do anything. He can't really add pressure. Like they add equal amount of pressure to each other, because it's kind of like a skill based like 1v1. So and like the Zen as well can discord him as well. He's long range as well. He can be damaged by resistant by the Mercy. Shira puts a lot of pressure into the Rhine and Zarya, but like you want to max like Shira, even if something could work, you want to think about like what could give me even more value into like a team fight or whatnot. So not too sure about this Reaper pick here, unless they were playing a very, very like close range clumped up together composition here. But I don't exactly agree with it. I don't agree with the D.Va pick either. I would way much prefer the D.Va to match up with the Rhine Zarya as well, because the Rhine always needs as much help as possible, and also because he's getting bullied heavily by the Doomfist and by the Discord as well. Like, he needs the bubble cleansing as much as possible, so that's just kind of my mindset on what these compositions are. Yeah, so we're going to keep on playing here. So we're just going to 1 seconds here. So, what's going on? So right now this is called the kind of like the pre-fight phase here. And this is usually when you want, like anytime you have downtime, that's where you kind of want to have planning going on of what you're going to use. So, we'll start off with your ultimate here. Mercy's ultimate is very good at long sustaining team fights. And what's it called? You can usually use that to initiate team fights, or using during a team fight. So, I would go in with Valkyrie here, just because you want to like take pressure. You want to have as much pressure onto the point. So you can start with Valkyrie, and then you'd want to maybe use Death Blossom to kind of finish off things. But you don't have a whole lot of like game-changing ultimates here, because like Reaper is just gonna get shut down by the punch, by Ryan's Shatter, by the bubble, by the concussion mine. Nano, you could probably nano the Reaper, and then just gonna go from there. But like again, too much stuff going on here. You could probably use it to nano the Rhine to kind of make him sustain longer. So you have this super long sustain fight going on by nanoing the Rhine and pocketing with Valkyrie here, but you don't really have anything else here. Another thing to keep in mind is you don't have any defensive ultimates here. So they have Grav, they have Tire, especially in a Grav and Doomfist ult here, or if they hadn't used Tire, what's it called? They could have used that as well. And you guys are basically like defenseless or that. So I guess what I should have added is maybe switch out the Ana for a BAP or a Zen and kind of just match. But yeah, I guess it's too late for that now, and we'll just focus on your Mercy gameplay for now. But have these things in mind here. So we'll start here with the team for now. So you guys have 2 massive picks here by the support, so you guys should just win this fight. Oh no. This is just cleanup at this point. That's it. 20 seconds. Oops, too early. Oh wait, what happened here?
Where does it hurt?
No, I remember now. Doomfist is old super early tonight. Okay, so why did your D.Va die so early? What happened? She's so low. She's trying to shoot the point. Let's pick up a Junkrat here. Okay, I see why now. Your Ryan is just like strafing. He's holding shield, but he's not actually using his shield. You get me? Like, look at this. This Zen is just gonna they could kill the Ashe. They killed the D.Va, so like obviously they killed the D.Va, but like look how vulnerable your team is here. Like you need to be using like this shield. I'm talking to the Reinhardt here. Like you guys need to be using the shield properly. Like you have to know what's behind you. Like there's a team behind you, and look at all this free space. Sure, there's a shield here, but there's nothing covering it. And there's nothing covering here. Also, like you guys are just standing in point, and basically you guys are giving all this free space here. Like they just walk up to you, and that's bad. You want to add more pressure here. You guys since you guys are defending and they're like initiating here, you want to add pressure. You want to like collapse in our squishies here. The Reaper can fall and like start shooting the Zen and the Mercy here. Your Ryan needs to push in a bit more as well. Because like they just go in, and that's why they win. It's because they just kind of walk up to you. Sure, they grab and do Doomfist as well, but they basically just get all this free space like for no reason. Never spend, especially in King of the Hill, you don't want to spend too much time here on the point. When you have the point, you don't want to spend too much time on the point. You want to be like taking positions here, preparing for like them to come in, because you don't want this stuff to happen here. And you guys have a lot of ultimates as well, so you guys should not be losing this fight as well either. Like this was kind of a throw, like team fight here. Like you guys just could demolish. You're talking about Rez's here. Let's see what's going on with Perez. What is going on here? So you're trying to res the D.Va, and the Zarya kind of big brained it by grabbing you far away from it, canceling the res here. Okay, so like luckily the enemy team literally used every ultimate here. Like that's insane. So like it's no surprise you guys lost, but like there's so many factors that went on. Like you guys lost, but they didn't exactly win, because like they use trance, they're using Valk, they use all their stuff, and you guys have 6 ultimates here. Like, this is a good thing. Like, this loss is actually not that bad. Like, if you think about it, this is actually a very advantageous like team fight loss here, because they use all their stuff, and you guys still have you guys didn't even commit. You guys committed Shatter, but it's like no big deal. Like, Shatter doesn't really mean anything, because like you can't really confirm any kills with Shatter for the most part. So this actually isn't too bad. This is actually like pretty decent. You guys just need to die here too. You guys just need to die here and group up together here. I don't know what this Reaper's lasting forever. Like, I'm pretty sure they have no idea what's going on in the kill feed here, and I think that's why. I think that's probably a common mistake that's happening. Is like your team isn't paying attention to the kill feed, and that's like a very common issue in lower ranks. But be sure you don't, whenever like a huge chunk of your team dies, to just kind of give it up at one point. Like, if it's just 2 people here, like, you guys aren't going to really be able to take it around. Like, there's very, 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 very rare scenarios that like a 2v1 kind of like, what's it called? A 2v1, 2v6, I should say, wins you can turn it around. Like, sure, you have team percentage here, but you're just kind of like feeding at this point. Because like, since they use all their ultimates as well, like, there's nothing to really gain. Like, you can gain a little bit of percentage from the map, but you aren't really gaining much, because they're actually gaining ult charges from you guys staying alive. So just kind of die, because you guys aren't really gaining anything. Like, the only times I would stay alive is to get more map percentage, and also to kind of like bait something out maybe. But like, there really isn't anything to gain, so just kind of, you just have to regroup here. Alright, so we're gonna go back to you.
You needed a doctor?
So it seems to be a lot of hesitation here. Like, yeah. So there's a lot of hesitation here of when to go in, and your tanks are like all the way here. Your tanks are like already having your own team fight, and you guys are still deciding where you guys want to go. And like, the enemy team sees this, and they're like, oh well, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just gonna pick off the Mercy here. And so that's why you guys lost this team fight, because like, this is like a huge miscommunication of like your team being like, oh, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna start team fight with the Diva Bomb, but like, there's nothing to follow it up. Like, everyone can just get out of the way here. So too much hesitation. You guys need to know where you're going to be going, and do it fast. Do it as fast as you can, because if you stay too, like, Overwatch is a fast-paced game, and if you spend too much time, that is so much openings the enemy team could have to like get a pick and win team fights like this. So this is why you guys lost. Especially like, there isn't a whole lot of time too. You guys need to go quick. You guys can't just be hesitating here on the sledge. You have to just go. So like, this was kind of a throw as well, but this was like just a major miscommunication. Now, I must say here, you guys use all their ultimates, but there really isn't to like follow it up, because you guys are down. Now the Mercy, you get 1 pick. It's kind of funny. See it rolled. Alright, so
Ready for battle.
okay, so now you guys switched to Winston. I don't really understand the Winston pick here. Like, I don't know what you're trying to gain from it. You have Concussion Mine, you have Doomfist punching you, you have Discord to melt you down, the Rhine is just going to swing at you, the Zarya is just going to bubble the tickle damage you're giving them. Like, I don't really understand this, like, Winston pick at all. Sigma is not in a very good spot here. So this is a very, very questionable decision made here. And I don't really know what the mindset was, or if these were just comfort picks for them. I wouldn't go Zen at all, because this Doomfit is just doing a lot of work. And since you guys don't really have a front line either, like, I think your Winston's just, like, from what I saw from the game, it was like your Winston was just kind of diving in there and not really helping your team. It was just kind of, for the most part, it just kind of looked like he was abandoning the team. So this is a very bad pick in my opinion. Zen is a very great hero, but he needs a lot of help because he's very squishy. And he has no mobility whatsoever. Again, don't really agree with the Ashe pick here because bubbles and shields makes it really hard. And what's it called? There needs to be more pressure on the front line and also the Doomfist as well. So you won't be getting a whole lot of value here. The Doomfist pick is very, very interesting because I think it fits, especially with the Winston pick, because like the Winston can kind of like cause a lot of damage, like he can cause a lot of like distractions and like bait out abilities, and the Doomfist could just like punch in. But like this requires a lot of coordination to go on here. I don't fully know how well I would like if I don't know if I'd pick something else here. Just because you might get discorded and then like swung at or like concussion mined here, so it's very questionable. So another miscommunication here. You guys don't know where you guys are gonna go. Like 3/4 of your team is going high ground, and you and your Winston are going to the point. And this is a very poor decision because yep, your Sigma just dies. And your Winston just abandons you, really. That is, whoa, you could have gotten punched here and just gotten killed. That is super risky. Like, you saw the Doomfist punch. I would have waited for the Doomfist punch.
We still need you.
Great res though. You guys get a pick here. Okay, you're now solo for taking the Mega when you're being pocketed. And the Mercy can't heal herself, really? Because then you know that now. Like, if I was playing support, I'd be pissed. So you guys, I think you guys win this team fight here very easily. Not much to be say here. I think it's more of... Actually, what happened this team fight? Because how did you guys really win? So... I'm not really sure how you guys won, to be honest. So let's restart this team fight here. So, Sigma gets destroyed. I don't know where this Doomfist is going. Woodson goes in. Junkrat is killed. Oh, your Doom goes in the background. Okay, so this is just like a crazy weird team fight because it's like everyone's all over the map. I don't like there's a Winston on point. I'm sure he's getting point, but like your Sigma and your Mercy are just here. Your Ashe is just kind of like whatever. She's like, all right, I don't know what's going on. And Doomfist is just like playing Smash Bros here in the backline. Like, I'm confused. I'm like, I don't know where the team fight is just happening. Like, it's not like happening somewhere. It's just existing right now. This is a very, very weird fight. Doom should die here. Yep. Trade Dooms. I think they just forget. I think that's what they just forgot about the point, really, and they just kind of like were too focused on the team fight rather than the objective, and that's on them from tunnel visioning. Yeah.
This will protect us. Activating the barrier.
Bring up the pistol. Not much you can do here. Just kind of waiting around. Oof. Oof. Your Doomfist lives? Question mark? How? Nice pick on the Widow Mercy. You seem a little lost here, Warriors. Not going. You try to rest here? This is... Yep. That's exactly what I expected. Like, before you make a res, you want to know that, like, what could stop the res. Like, it's so, like, this game can go so fast that you don't really have time to, like, think about every single, like, situation. But you kind of have to assess your surroundings. So it's like, is this a safe res? So the mindset you want to have as Mercy is to live as long as you can. And not die, because if you're dead, you can't do any healing. So it's better off to just... if you're gonna die for this res, it's not worth it. If it costs you life, it's not worth it, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter how much, like, value you might get from it. It's definitely not worth it. So, very, very poor decision here. But that's okay. I don't know why they trans. Okay, they trans, but, like, I don't understand. Guess just lose this. Back to you. I see you're trying to go to Doomfist, but you might as well just stay here with your Zen.
Observe the barrier.
And the thing is, you want to stay here with your Zen as much as you can, because he's so squishy. And you want to damage boost him too, because he's technically like a third DPS. Whoa. Okay. That's a lot going on. Trans. They Doomfist ulted. I think to kill you, but I don't know why he would Doomfist ult. Really? Because, like, he can just hit you, but I don't know. But now you use trans. Oh, I have not been paying attention to the old charges here. So you guys use trans, you guys Sigma ult, you use Doomfist ult, Winston ult. They still have grab here, and you guys have no transcendence whatsoever. So theoretically, they should win just from the grab, and they have Tire coming up as well. So that's just this is putting you at a great disadvantage here. So this is usually whenever you're gonna use ult charges, this kind of gets communicated a little bit beforehand, like during downtime. It's like I wouldn't expect it too much in the lower elo, because it's like team like ult planning takes a little bit of experience and knowledge of what exactly your ults do and what is a greater threat and what to get the best value out of your ultimates are. So it's very hard to kind of like explain that now, but like this puts you at a greater disadvantage here just from this trance alone, because this is your only like defense against this too. I don't know, he started shooting. Oh no, yes, I know this. I don't know why he did that. This is so funny. This is like really funny for me. Like, this is kind of like what plat like whenever I think of bronze, like lower elos, like this is what I like what goes into my head whenever like something like that happens. It's just like too much ult usage going on. Like it's just chaos. No one knows what's going on. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. And then the Junkrat's like, oh, they have to point. Let me make a play. Oh, I made a play. I died though. And then like you still win, but somehow the Winston, despite walking this way for a while, doesn't check to see his surroundings and just gets trapped. And he's just kind of like, and the Ash just stares at him like, just he's like, I don't know what to do, dude. I don't know how to help you. And they're just like, you guys like, I feel like you guys are having like a conversation here. It's just like, what do we do? What happened? Like, like it's just kind of like, you guys don't really know what's going on or what to do. You guys are like a portion HP. Like you guys aren't going for the health packs at all, even though everyone's dead. Like they're not coming in for a while. And you guys have point control as well. Like, it's like, you guys just stand here and just like have a conversation with each other. And you hide. You just hide here. And then Winston go gets HP. This is very, very weird. So Teamfight breaks out here. What's going on here? Okay, so we use Bob, which is fine because like you're about to win this team fight here. Valk is used here. Decent Bob positioning could have been better. Bob gets put out of the way, so it actually makes it a lot better for him. And a lot of pressure. Doomfist basically cleans up here. Yep, Zen dies. You guys just win this. We just clean up at this point. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so same exact composition here. They have a soldier now instead. Basically the same here. Not much to say. Not much to say here. So actually, let me go to you. So oof. No. This is very bad. This is very, very bad. Okay, so why this is bad is because you have no tanks on point, and you guys are frontlining. You are the tanks now. You guys are you're like pistoling each other. And they have a Zen, they have a soldier, they have a Mercy, and what is your Doomfist doing? He's just by himself. He's fighting tanks. You know how much HP this guy has? He has like 500 HP plus armor. She has 400 HP. You are just 200 HP, my dude. Like, you're not gonna win this. I don't know why you're here. Everyone's looking at you, basically. Not the Zen, but like Mercy's like, what's going on here? And then Zarya's like, what's going on here? And the Doomfist is like, I'm super fight up. I don't know what's going on here. And like, but this is very bad. Like, you should not be like frontlining here. You need to be waiting for your tanks or for your team to show up here, because you guys are squishies. Like, you guys are Discord as well. You can just die really in like super quickly. No, and then your Winston. Oh my god. So, you guys decide to leave and head on with your Sigma, and your Winston decides to abandon the whole team to touch point. The point isn't even unlocked yet, so there's no need to touch the point. And he has no healers whatsoever to help him. He has no damage to, like, battle it out. And this Doomfist is about to die. Like, this is a horrible decision here, because you guys are just by yourself and no healers on point. Point hasn't unlocked yet. This Zarya is looking like she doesn't have a whole lot of charge yet, but your Doomfist is dying here. And Discord is just gonna melt everything, so. like you guys somehow survived here, but this was a horrible position. If they had played that better,
The objective.
if they had played that better, you could have died. Like there's so many chances like where anyone could have died here, but because they don't really know how to punish mistakes, they don't. Doomfist, no one's really keeping tabs on Doomfist. Doomfist gets a lot of value from like people knowing where he is, and an unsuspected Doomfist, he gets so much value here, and this is why he gets a huge E, and he puts you guys all at half health here. And this is why you die, the Zenders, I mean, and then I don't know if you have res if you want to do, but this was like very, very poorly played. And then I don't know if your Doomfist is trying to like compensate for the fact that their enemy Doomfist is doing so much work, but he's putting himself in very vulnerable positions here, and that's very bad because like Doomfist can get a whole lot of value done here, and this is just like basically feeding. So let's come back to you. Nope, you died. This
Back
is
in the fight.
so your team needs to regroup here. You guys need to come back together because you only have one healer now,
I'm taking
and anything can happen here. So you're not using. I just realized you're not using a lot of damage boosting. It's just healing. Like your only healing is, and that's the issue because you need to utilize your damage boost as well. Damage boost can get a whole lot done. And I just realized you haven't been really using it a whole lot. I feel like you're only been using your heals. Like, the rule of thumb to use for damage boosting is if they're full HP and everyone else is full HP, or like close to full HP, you want to use damage boost to like let them get more value, build their ult charges even more. And again, you are frontlining here, so you just get melted by the Reinhardt. Just easy pickings, basically. The Moira pick I agree a little bit more, just because he can fade away from the Doomfist and whatnot, and can fade away from the Discord as well. Still no defensive ultimate, but it's like I think I prefer this over the Zen pick. Just because you guys are taking a whole lot of damage, especially from Doomfist and also from the soldiers, just like constant pressuring damage in here. But like this is just a weird competition overall. Like there's no one really to help the Doomfist heal. You'd probably pick an Ana for that, or like something else, because like this is like so much short range healing with like dive characters, like dive, and so these people just kind of like luck out, and they just kind of like basically have no healing because they have to like be up their ass just to like heal. So
Meteor strike! Meteor strike!
you just go in here, not again. Where are you here? Pick up a Mercy.
Been bad.
It's a good res just because even though you guys want to team fight, like you want to be grouped together, you want to be like pushing in to create more pressure and delay as much as you can here. So this is a good res just for that. That's kind of the times you want to be using res. It's when it's safe, where you want to be a man up. You don't want to res on cooldown. That's the thing. Like you kind of want to like, because res is a very long cooldown as well. So you don't want to just do it willy nilly. You want to do it whenever you can guarantee a whole lot of value here, like pushing in, pressuring this choke here, or in between team fights where it's safe, where you know you can't die. But sometimes you just kind of have to let people be dead for the most part, just because it's not worth it. Not worth the 30-second res or having to be sent back to spawn. not a whole lot here. So you guys, they're coming in with Soldier Ult. There might be building grab for this fight. Transcendence, Shatter. You guys have Sigma ult here, Winston ult here. Bob is coming up. Coalescence. You basically have all your ultimates coming up here, and so you'd want to initiate here with Sigma ult just because it's a great opener, and maybe follow it up with Coalescence, and then use this for sustain. Like when you're a man down, maybe use the buff for that. Because actually, you might not want to use Coalescence because they have Trance here, and I'm pretty sure they use Trance for the Sigma ult here. So you want to just use the Sigma ult to bait out Trance, and then use maybe use the Bomb or use the Coalescence to just melt them down. And I think they initiate here with Silver, right? I'm pretty sure. It's a good thing the Soldier was not good and missed most of his shots. Again, this could be a time where you could be damage boosting. Huge grab. They got 0 people. Oh, that doofus is extra bad.
I'm taking care of you.
So you seem very lost here, and you don't really have a plan.
Let's get to that outfit.
Yikes. So you have one last team fight here. You have Coalescence, you have Sigma coming up as well. They have Trance, so they basically always have Trance whenever you guys have Sigma ult. Vipers are here. Ooh, that was a bad use of Transcendence. Then you have a free Sigma ult. But there's no real fallout. I don't know what happened. What happened? What's up the Sigma ult? Oh, you get punched again. What's going on here? You get a 2-star round. Yep.
A clean bill of health.
Meteor strike.
Everyone's super low on your team, so it's probably just enough for me. Oh, you guys have friends over now. What happened to your team? Yeah, so takeaways from this game is communicating where you guys are gonna go, communicating what ultimates you guys are gonna use, being sure that you're positioned well with your team, not staying too clumped up with your tanks, and trying to stay more closer to your squishies, especially if you have a Zenyatta. You want to be sure you can pocket him as well, because you don't want him to die. Trying to pay more attention to where your risks are going to be, like if it's worth it or not, because you don't want to die, just trying to risk somebody. I know you said this was a very casual game. You weren't taking it as serious as you wanted to. But so like, I'm not sure how you would play Mercy in a much more serious scenario. But these are kind of like the takeaways I got from that. So I hope you find this useful. Let me know what you think, and yeah. Okay. Thank you.